Welcome to another Cooking on the Block, and I'm Chef Ellie Espo. Today, we're going to make a delicious dessert. And you know what? When life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Make lemon souffle. This is so easy and delicious, and it's great for your holiday table for Passover or Easter. And it's really easy to do as long as you have all your stuff ready to go. And I do. But what you need to do first is take a 1.5 quart souffle dish, and you know what, I'm going to make enough that it's going to come up to the top, so it's going to mimic a souffle, but it's really just a lemon mousse. So I put a parchment collar around it and taped it to the bowl. You can readily put the mousse into champagne glasses or little cups, not a problem, but I like to serve it like this, and we're going to serve it with some berries and a delicious raspberry sauce. So let's get started with our gelatin. And I want to show you the kind of gelatin that I like to use, and it's the sheet gelatin. Okay, so 4 of these sheets equals 1 tablespoon of the powdered gelatin. I like the way it melts better, and it's not as gelatinous when you mix it with your other ingredients. You get a smoother feel to the mouth. Trust me, you can find this in good baking stores and you know, gourmet food stores. So what I have on the stove is I have my little bain marie going, and that's just French for water bath. Okay, so I have my glass bowl with the sheets of gelatin in there, and don't forget, I'll give you the right amounts of ingredients in the recipe on my website. So what I'm going to do is add 1/2 cup of water to the gelatin. Okay, and we're just going to let that melt, but I'm going to turn it down low. Okay, and we're just going to let that simmer away while I tell you about the other ingredients. So, we have fresh lemon juice, and I urge you, use fresh lemon juice, not the stuff in the bottle. That's just like acid to me. This has a nice clean taste. Okay, we need sugar, and we need eggs, and I've separated them. I have 5 egg yolks, and I have 5 egg whites, and of course, make sure your eggs are at room temperature, because you're going to get the most volume with them at room temperature. And we're going to add a little shot of triple sec, and that's that orange flavored liqueur. You could use Grand Marnier, not Courvoisier, but Cointreau. So any one of those would work. I have this on hand, so we'll use that. So let's get started with our eggs, okay? And I have my trusty KitchenAid mixer here, and we're going to beat them, get them mixed really well before we add the sugar. Now, I have my one stainless steel mixing bowl, and in the other, if you're lucky enough to have 2 mixer bowls, I can put my egg whites right in here, so that's what I'm going to do. So as soon as these are ready and our gelatin and lemon juice mixture gels up in the refrigerator, then we're all ready to go to do our egg whites and cream, and it goes together really fast. So let's break up our eggs. A slow speed first. You just want to get it all mixed together, your egg yolks together, and then we're going to rev it up and slowly add the sugar so it dissolves. Okay? And we're just going to let this get nice and fluffy and creamy. Just want to show you guys how nice and thick and fluffy. That's just the egg yolks and the sugar, and that's what I want you to get, just like that. Okay, and look how, you know, it got nice and thick, and it's not grainy. I mean, it's a little bit, but the sugar did dissolve. So now we're going to add our dissolved gelatin, and look, let's just make sure there's no lumps in it. Okay, and now we're going to add that to our eggs and sugar. Isn't this easy already? Okay, then we're going to add our freshly squeezed lemon juice. Make sure you strain it out, you get no seeds in there. And I have fresh lemon zest, just grated. We'll add that right in there. See how everything is so easy to come together when you have organization. That's the key to cooking, especially baking. Okay, now we're going to add a couple of tablespoons of our triple sec. And you know, Sometimes I've made it without it because I didn't have it, and you know what? I really miss the flavor in there. It really does give it like that extra layer. Okay, now we're just gonna stir that. Alrighty, and now we're gonna just give it a quick whip. Just so, make sure everything is nicely incorporated. Okay, that's it. Now, we're gonna transfer it to a bigger bowl, because what comes next is crucial. So we're gonna get all our, scrape everything out of the bowl. Okay, just give it another stir. Now we're gonna set this into the refrigerator till it sets up. And you don't want it firm, okay? I'll show you what it looks like when we're ready to go on to our next step. And I'll show you just like around the edges, it will kind of set up a little bit, okay? And depending on how cold your refrigerator is, I mean, I've even put it in the freezer to speed things up. I'm thinking this should take about 15 to 20 minutes, okay? So when we come back, that's when we're gonna add our beaten egg whites and our beaten heavy cream. It's gonna be delicious. So I'll see you in a few minutes. Okay, our mixture started to firm up, but it's not completely solid. You don't want it solid or else you're gonna have a lumpy mousse, okay? So this is what I want you to look at. You can just see that it's starting to get firm. Now I have, my egg whites have been beating, and they're nice and firm. You don't want them super dry, but you don't want them loose either, because you want to give this lightness, okay? So we're gonna put our egg whites right into here. Second, we'll do our heavy cream, and we're just going to fold very gently, because you want lift and height. Okay, and you can do like a number 8, this way you get everything without deflating. Okay, you turn your bowl. Be very gentile. I know I make everything Italian. All right, now let's start on our heavy cream. Wash our whisk off. Okay, and we're going to use 3 cups. Make sure your cream is nice and cold. I'm going to beat the whole thing because I'm going to use some of the cream for garnish later, and I'll remove some so I have it beaten already. So learn these little tricks as you go along. So we're going to get this nice and thick and creamy, and then we're going to add it to our lemon and egg whites over here. Okay. Our cream is all whipped. I want it nice and stiff, okay? Clinging to the beaters, okay? Whoa. Okay, like I said, I want to take some out, so I have some for later. And if I have to rebeat it, no problem. Okay, set that aside. And now, we fold in our cream. You know what? Before it goes in there, though, I have to taste it. Because you want to make sure it's lemony enough, you know? Oh, Doesn't this look like a lemon cloud? It's so good and it's so refreshing. You know, I've even used this to fill a sponge cake with berries. It's very versatile. You can even freeze it. Delicious. Okay, let's see. I'm telling you, it tastes like lemon sherbet. It is delicious. And it wasn't that hard, right? Okay, so we're going to pile this all in our dish. And we're going to even the top out. And then it needs to set up a little bit more in your refrigerator, maybe an hour. And then we can decorate it with berries and some more whipped cream and some fresh mint. And I'll show you how beautiful that's going to look when we come back. Okay? Let's hang in. Okay, our souffle, our lemon mousse set up really nicely. So now we're just going to take off the collar. So you see what I was talking about? You have a little extra than the capacity of the dish to make it look like a souffle that comes out of the oven and it's all puffy and beautiful, right? Okay, now we're just going to decorate it, we'll embellish it with some nicely whipped cream. Okay. Pretty, right? Now I have some beautiful berries. Just put them all around. And you know what else I did? I had some raspberries and I made a raspberry coulis, okay? And all that is a fancy word for raspberry puree. And I just processed a bag of frozen raspberries and added some confectioner's sugar to it and strained it. And when I serve my souffle later, I'll just scoop out some in a dish and drizzle some of this delicious raspberry sauce over it and serve some extra berries on the side. You can't get better than this for a dessert. My friend, you have to try this for the holiday, for Easter or Passover. You're gonna wow your friends, man. This is delicious and your family will love it too. So everyone, that was another Cooking on the Block and I'm Chef Ellie Espo. Bon appetito, and don't forget, the recipe's gonna be on the website. Ciao.